Welcome back to the show. Now, one dish that most people love to enjoy and reminds them of home, especially during the cold winter months, is a classic chicken curry. It comes as no surprise that this was uTata Madiba's preferred choice upon his release from prison. And today, we are honored to recreate a classic curry with Dilega Mandela. Now, I love the fact that you also said this is Big Mama's fave.
Oh, it was Big Mama's favorite, and Granddad just loved it.
Oh, beautiful. Now, Dumi, we want to make sure that we truly do this the right way.
Yes.
We have got Mama Winnie Mandela and uTata Madiba looking down saying, hey, be sure.
I think the only thing I can do then, Palace, is I've got the ingredients, but you're going to have to lead me here, Mama, and tell us what exactly I need to do to make sure I get it right. But just to let everyone know, the ingredients we have, we've got some chicken, some onions, we've got some curry, turmeric, and some salt and pepper. And then we're going to cook it all down with those flavors. You're going to pass me the green peppers, some ginger and garlic, and all of that is basically going to make the base for this dish that we're going to make. But obviously, it wouldn't be a traditional dish without ushatini. So
of course,
you're going to do that part for us, Pali. Can I ask you just to grate up the ginger and garlic for me and pass it over, and then you can get busy no ushatini wako. But Mam Dilega, maybe you want to just tell us what about this makes it special? Because you said it's a special dish, but what about it?
Well, I think it's the way that Big Mom would cook it. She would cook it the day before, because curry is nice when it soaks in the juices. The following day, it tastes much better.
I agree with you. Yeah. I was having a conversation with a friend about exactly that. The following day, that's where the flavor comes. It's as if the flavors just needed, to rest overnight and then do the job the following day.
Brilliant. And also, something that's very interesting about that is this. We're taking a very simple chicken recipe and we're elevating it. We're making it classic by using some of our Clover classic over there.
Yes, Balis. So, as you know, whenever you're making a curry, depending on how hot or mild you want it. If it gets too hot, some people actually use something called a raita that you can eat it with, which is basically some yogurt with some cucumber, mint, and so forth. But we're keeping it simple today, so instead of having to make all those extra ingredients, we've got our Clover Classic here that we're just going to dollop nicely to cool your tongue after you've had a nice, spooning of that curry. And to finish up this curry, Mama, I want to make sure, right, I'm doing these steps accordingly.
Yes.
Am I going into my spices now and then the chicken?
Yes,
perfect.
Of course. Okay.
We've got some mild curry here, and we've got some turmeric, which adds that beautiful color, but is also very good for you,
Yeah, that root veg that is a turmeric for me, it's just, it's a jack of all trades. You can use it on the skin, in the body, it's brilliant.
And it's actually very good now for COVID, because it's an anti-inflammatory.
Very true.
So if you are coughing and turmeric, what they call turmeric latte, it's very good for your
golden
chest.
latte.
Yeah, golden latte is very good for your chest.
And something else that I think is very important right now that we cannot leave out of almost any recipe is that ginger and garlic that I've grated up here for you, Dumi, because similarly here with ginger and garlic, it's just good for you.
True.
For me, it completely opens up my sinuses, especially when I'm feeling congested first thing in the morning. You just have some hot water, you take it like a champ, garlic with the hot water, and then it all goes down so brilliantly. So pop that in there, Dumi.
Or you just chew it, garlic.
I was going to say.
And ginger, amazing. It will clear your phlegm in a flash.
I was going to say, Palace, my mom
chew it. I chew it.
I don't know if I could do that. Ay, Bobby, doesn't it burn?
Yeah, Baba, but it does a trick.
It does
a beautiful
It does a thing.
If you eat chilies, Balasa, then you can't really, may I please have some of that? You can't really say much about the ginger because you eat chili.
Yeah.
Like Balasa takes a bite out of the chili, so
No.
It's so good.
You're strong, girl.
Yeah, I can do that.
You are strong.
And I do love it. But if we can just dive back into, Dumi, it was quite interesting before we went to an ad break earlier. We were discussing chicken, beef, lamb, different types of meats, and it being a very incredible source of protein. In this recipe, we're making a classic chicken curry, but then we also had our pro here, Dilega. She completely elevated the conversation, and she started speaking about crocodile, ostrich, and so many different versatile types of meat. But also what's very interesting is that, for me, ostrich has that texture of isbindi. I love isbindi.
Yeah, well, for me, I really don't know. The only sbindi I like is the chicken sbindi. Oh. Ox and lamb, no. Which is funny because I love Ostrich.
Yeah, and that's that
Strange,
texture.
yeah.
For all of our viewers who are like, for all of our non-Zulu or Nguni speaking, it's liver. I do love myself the insides of an animal, whether it is, because I think that there's also that nutrients packed within there, and having to enjoy it in that way, brilliant. But now Mum Dilega's like, she's not even a fan that much, but you are a fan of chicken liver.
I'm a fan of chicken liver, you know, like your peri-peri livers. Yep.
And Palisa, to top and finish up this beautiful dish, we've got our Clover Classic Dairy Snack that's going to add that tanginess to this dish. You know, obviously we've got the nuttiness of the rice and the spiciness of the chicken, and then the dairy snack, the Clover Classic Dairy Snack just gives it that last kick of flavor.
Beautiful Clover Classic Dairy Snack, a smooth, delicious and creamy, perfect and for the timeless taste that we are about to enjoy. And if you would like to get your hands on this recipe, please do head over to afternoonexpress.co.za.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic.
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.